Ravens Stadium, Baltimore, Maryland. The playoffs have come 2 weeks early. The standings in the AFC North show both teams trailing Pittsburgh by a game and a half, but the winner today still has a shot. What a great atmosphere. Hello, everyone. Bill McAtee along with Craig James and Jerry Glanville. You know it's a big game when the coach shows up.
We bring the Coats into the booth today, but this is a game where Tim Couch probably will show how much he grew up in the last meeting with Baltimore. We'll find out today if he has time to throw the ball.
And you got to look at Jamal Lewis. You talk about a fastback, but what surprised us, he's so big. He's 252 pounds. He's bigger than you.
He's a big one.
And a 4.40 to boot. Cleveland has won the toss. They will receive a sellout crowd, almost 70,000 here. Andre Davis is back deep for Cleveland. Matt Stover will kick it off for the Ravens. The Ravens' kick coverage has not been very good, giving up an average of almost 23 yards a return, the second worst in the NFL. And we're underway in Baltimore. Davis at the 15. A flag is down. Davis gets it out close to the 35, to the 34. Shannon Taylor made the stop. Let's check the penalty.
And Craig, the first thing you do as a coach is no holding on returns on the enemy's field.
Holding. Number 54, receiving team during the return. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Bill Levy, our referee today. Well, Tim Couch leads the Cleveland offense, coming off perhaps his best game as a pro. Although the Browns' comeback fell short last week against Indianapolis, William Green, the rookie, has started to move the ball on the ground, and Quincy Morgan, in his second year, has developed into a playmaker at wide receiver.
And he's a guy that has to play well today without Northcutt in the game.
The Browns start at the 18. Green, right side. Picks up one. Tony Weaver, the rookie out of Notre Dame, the left defensive end, made the stop. For Baltimore defensively, Thomas leads the 3-4 up front. He had a sack last week against Houston. Peter Boulware headed to the Pro Bowl for the third time at outside linebacker. And Ed Reed, what a rookie year he has had, leading the Ravens with 5 interceptions and making plays all over the field. Second and call it 8. Green made something out of nothing right there.
Well, he's going to get hit for a loss, Craig James. He looked like the old pony there, darting off to the right side.
You know what's good you're going to find in this game here is this Baltimore defense is a defense that has learned to live without Ray Lewis. And there are a lot of plays being made by guys that had to step up. Brian Billick has done an outstanding job of keeping his guys together amidst all the youth and the injuries. And he's glad that these young guys have had to step up.
He's having more fun than he ever did coaching.
3rd and 6 for Cleveland. Couch out of the shotgun. 4 wides. Movement at the line, flags. The pass is caught. Kevin Johnson close to a first down, but we'll check the penalty.
They got a hit on the quarterback, and you had full press bumping around with the corners because it was 3rd and long. It's the only time we'll see that today, guys, is on 3rd and long with full press.
Offside. Number 96 defense. Penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
Adalis Thomas called for offside, so a first down. They move the chains. Green, the lone setback. Ravens Stadium, Baltimore, Maryland. We want to welcome those of you watching the Redskins and Houston. First possession of the game for the Cleveland Browns, and a pickup of 18, and they have the ball out near midfield. 13 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Bill McAtee, Craig James, and Jerry Glanville with you. Playoff-type atmosphere here in Baltimore. Already a great rivalry, both 7-7 and still alive for a spot in the postseason. On the draw, Green tries to get it to the outside. Out of bounds right at midfield.
Good speed there, Craig, bouncing to the outside.
Yeah, but you know, when he bounced outside, The thing that he had to worry about was Ed Hartwell, that middle linebacker. I mentioned Ray Lewis a while ago not being there. Ray Lewis normally makes a lot of plays from the middle. That way, you know, this time now, Hartwell 56 is right in the middle of the field, and you watched him pursue hard from the inside, and he kept pushing Green to the outside and to that sideline.
And, you know, watching him in the film, number 56, Hartwell, replacing that man, he is a football player. You and I both like him because he runs and chases.
2nd and 6. Good play action from Couch. Caught. That's another Cleveland first down. Kevin Johnson came in leading the Browns with 59 receptions, and that is good for 13 yards.
There's a big void here too, Coach. You see the void when they're dragging, they're coming across. Well, Morgan had gone deep back here. Morgan was back deep, which really forced the cornerback to try to cover up. It opened up underneath for Johnson.
And I got to tell you, I stood next to Couch in pregame warmup, and his ball has RPMs on it. He can sling that football like he did that time. A lot of revolutions.
Does that mean real precise moment?
Yeah, real good.
Couch 3 of 3 for 37 yards on the ground this time.
Too much stutter in there.
Pickup of 1, Cornell Brown, the outside linebacker in his 5th year out of Virginia Tech, made the tackle. William Green has really come on here in the latter part of the season, averaging over 90 yards a game in his last 5 games for Cleveland.
Plus, he can catch the ball.
But on that last one, Craig, he got the ball and he couldn't decide where to go. He quit running downhill trying to figure out the cut.
I think the downhill had some trees in front of him.
That'll make you stutter a little bit.
Couch will throw. Caught out in the flat by Steve Hayden, the tight end, and McAllister closed in a hurry. Well, now let's send you to New York for an NFL Today update.
All right, Billy Mack, there was a spot challenged earlier in this drive by the Chargers. It was denied, kept it alive for the Chiefs. Michael Husted signed earlier this week, connects from 38 yards. We have a minute to go, and the Chiefs lead it 24-22. Back to you all.
So Kansas City winning late 24-22. Ninth play of this drive coming up. Started at the 18 of Cleveland. 3rd and long. Couch. Still in the air. Incomplete. Andre Davis had a second chance at it.
And that was Couch in the shotgun. And one thing we saw on film getting ready for this football game, when Couch is in the shotgun, he sees the entire field. And you saw there, his first man was covered, his second man was covered. Craig, he came all the way back to his 3rd choice. Nice job.
You know what that means is he has time to throw the football.
I think he ought to be in the shotgun more often. What do you think?
You told him that, and he agreed with you, Coach. He went back and said, hey, I've been in high school.
That's right.
And this is a good move here. I'd go for it as well.
No backs in the backfield. Empty backfield.
4th and 7. Couch. Caught. First down, Cleveland. Quincy Morgan.
The ball was a laser. The ball had RPMs. I tell you what, he could throw that thing through a car wash and not get it wet. That thing was humming through there, Craig.
Yeah, he was. But you know, the thing that's impressive is Morgan settles in. He finds his little spot there, doesn't he? He doesn't run across into that free safety by just settling. Quincy Morgan, I like a lot. He's 6'1". He's got a big body. He's got a great personality. And I don't just analyze guys based on football. I like to hear them talk. I want to know if they're respectful people. He's got character. That's the word.
That was good for 16 yards. First down. Green back inside. Greg Kelly, the nose tackle, made the stop.
And the backside guard, Barry Stokes, 79 for Cleveland, was the man pulling out and leading. Big guard from opposite side of the center. Nice job by Barry Stokes.
Well, you know who he found was number 56, Ed Hartwell, though.
Yeah, he got a little bump on him, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Hey, brother, they got a little thing going over there. You'll see 56 here in the middle of the field. Watch how he comes back now. Watch this collision with 79. Boom, that's Hartwell.
Nice job. Push him to the outside.
Yeah, let your teammates make the play.
Woo.
Morgan, Johnson, and Davis are split out wide to the left. That's Johnson in motion. They fake the pitch to him. Back the other direction on the ground with Green, and he picks his way down to the 5.
That fake pitch took the linebackers out of there, and then the reverse came around. Nice job by the quarterback. Hey, I think Cleveland looks pretty snappy here. You know why? They're on the road.
They're on the road playing well, which is where they are so good and strong. And we knew that going into this game they play well. But what's happening right now is that Cleveland Brown offensive line is controlling the defensive line. And the linebackers are flowing hard. What you said there, they over-pursued, overreacted to the fake toss.
13th play of the drive upcoming. 1st and goal from the 5.
3 tight ends in there, Bill.
They're going to run it to the right side. Green down to the 3. Cornell Brown and Tony Weaver combined to make the stop.
And it's our guy, Barry Stokes, the left guard. When they're running right, Barry Stokes, number 79, is pulling, leading the play up through there. He sits right here. He's going to pull out. Watch him. He has to get his giddy-up going so the back can follow up in there. That's a big body going up in.
Got buckled,
and he got buckled.
Hello. Bernardo Harris had a little snapback.
Now William Green is down, so there's a timeout on the field, and we'll be back to Baltimore in a moment. William Green left the field under his own power. Jamel White and James Jackson in the backfield. Couch will keep it on the rollout. Incomplete. White could not hang on.
And you couldn't be any more open than that. Very seldom do you get in a power eye and throw to the blocking back into the flat. Nice execution by the quarterback. Look at there he is, swinging out to the flat.
Yeah, you know, normally you get the lead by that back. White gets to the end zone, and this is just one of those. It's a bad ball drill that you work on a lot at practice and in the offseason. And as a back, you have to just tell yourself when that ball's coming, it's floating at you, you know you're open, you have to finish the play.
He made him turn around to try to get it, didn't he, Coach?
3rd and goal. And they're on their feet here in Baltimore. White.
The whole pile went in, I believe. Ooh, they moved everybody.
No signal. There it is. Finally, one of the officials signaled touchdown.
That'd be Charles Stewart, the line judge. He was looking for the ball.
And here's what they saw. Watch everybody scores. They move everybody into that end zone. What a push. On a good run, too. Got those legs churning.
Yeah.
There was about a 5-second delay from the time the play ended until we saw a signal. Everybody's looking around, and finally it came. 15 plays, 82 yards on the drive.
From up here, it looked like a scrum. Looked like the whole group just wadded up and went on in there. Nice play. Nice block.
Is that a rugby match deal?
Yeah.
That's a rugby deal.
And we did rugby together in Australia, didn't we?
Yeah, that's why you and I got bad noses.
Dawson on to try the extra point. Give Cleveland a 7-0 lead. It's good. And the Cleveland Browns strike first on the 3rd touchdown of the year from Jamel White. 7-0 Browns. Baltimore football legend, the late Johnny Unitas.
How good was he? He was the original.
One of the best ever with that crew cut and those high tops. Hero to a lot of kids growing up in the 60s and even the 70s. Rifle takes the short kick. Gets it out to the 34. Penalty is down. Boyer made the tackle.
You know, Jerry, the game's changed so much with how far they start the kickoffs nowadays, with these balls being where you can't doctor them and kick them deeper. Now everybody wants to pooch it up high and get hang time.
Yeah, that kick there was nothing to brag about. That's exactly what they're trying to do.
Outside, number 29 kicking team. Penalties declined. 1st down.
Well, you get the start on the 32, 33. You can't take that penalty.
Ravens satisfied with that. 7:25 left in the 1st. Threatening skies, but a very comfortable late afternoon here in Baltimore. The temperature at game time was 53. First possession of the game for the Ravens. They're going to use the end around to start. This is Taylor. And Taylor's brought down hard, but picked up a 1st down. Robert Griffith, the strong safety, made the tackle. Well, the Baltimore offense. Ogden starting his 6th Pro Bowl. Jeff Blake, the veteran, leads the Ravens, a quarterback rating of 106 last week against a good Houston defense. Jamal Lewis has killed the Browns, 187 yards in their first meeting this year. And Todd Heap, the young tight end, has really emerged, making the Pro Bowl in only his 2nd season. Lewis, the lone setback. They spot it. At the 44, they run the end around again, and another first down. And how about that, Coach?
Well, you don't see it reverse twice in a row. I think that would be a first for me.
Yeah, I'm going to show you why. What's going on here? Kennard Lang, the left defensive end for the Cleveland Browns, is a good player, but he's over here. Number 96, watch him come down inside. See that?
Oh, he's way down.
Down inside.
Yeah, they saw that. Somebody upstairs said,
that's right,
run it again. He's chasing so hard. Run it again. Little press box coaching there. Good job, Craig.
Pickup of 9 yards, so 2nd and 1. Spotted just outside the 45. Lewis trying to move the pile for the first down. And once again, let's check in with the NFL Today and Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, thank you, Billy McAtee. San Diego goes down again today. Breeze completes it to Caldwell, but he coughs it up. Kansas City recovers, and the Chiefs win to keep their hopes alive. Both teams walk away now 8-7 on the season. Back to you.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. So that game has gone final. And that will have an impact on this one, because the Browns now have no chance if they lose. The Ravens would have an outside chance even if they lose, but improbable.
Well, you know the thing about that game there, the Chiefs did that without Priest Holmes, maybe the MVP in the NFL.
The Cleveland defense comes in ranked 22nd in the league, but 29th against the run. Warren up front. Earl Holmes, the former Steeler middle linebacker, will try to shut Lewis down. The Cleveland secondary has been banged up all year. Corey Fuller, the veteran, starts at left corner. So first down for Baltimore from the 41. Play action, Blake. And that's Alan Ricard, the fullback. Darren Hambrick made the tackle. And once again to Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, thank you, Billy. We'll be keeping you updated on this game all afternoon. Key went out west, Denver and Oakland. And yes, Zach Crockett twists his way into the end zone, scored as a touchdown. 7-0 Oakland. They're driving again. The Raiders inside the 40. Let's go back to you.
All right, Jim, thank you. And how about Dion on the NFL Today saying he may join the Raiders for the playoffs? They've had a conversation. Blake keeping it. First down, Baltimore.
And that's being an athlete. What a great job by Blake. Quarterback that's been with a few teams, played for 4 different head coaches, runs the bootleg.
You know, Matt Cavanaugh and Brian Billick over here, they're attacking personnel. Watch Kennard Lang. They've hit him now with 2 reverses. He comes hard. He loses his responsibility inside again or outside.
Absolutely. He had containment.
That's just smart coaching. They're seeing an over-aggressive player that's not staying at home, and that's a hole in that defense. That's Matt Cavanaugh, that offensive coordinator. Old Matt's trying to go after that guy right now.
Pickup of 9. Another first down for the Ravens. Lewis inside the 25. Blake did not play in the first game against Cleveland. Chris Redmond was the starter, and he threw for 208 yards, 2 touchdowns. He played a pretty clean game.
And I like Blake. I think Blake's become a totally unselfish quarterback. Talking to him, the thing he told us is, I'm happy for the other guys. Don't worry about me. I'm happy for this young team that and he's the old vet now, 11-year guy.
And Billick said, I'm not worried about next year. I'm worried about right now. He's my quarterback today.
2nd and 7. Heap, the Pro Bowler.
How do you get that open, Craig?
Most of the time, good receiving tight ends, they stay tight. Although a guy like Todd Heap, he can jump out there like a Tony Gonzalez, and he can play the X and the Z. He's out wide. He's got a matchup with a corner, which you would think is kind of an even matchup.
Well, you think the corner would be able to cover him. And we asked him yesterday, if the game's on the line, where do you want to be? What position you want to be? He goes, I like to get away from the formation. Here he is again, spread out a little bit. That's what he likes to do.
A gain of 12. Ball's on the 13. Heap in the backfield. He'll lead block for Lewis. But Lewis with nowhere to go. He picks up 1.
Great gang tackling by the Cleveland Browns. That's why you come to pro football. Not 1 guy, not 2 guys, 4 guys flying to that football trying to hit him. Whew, you got to love it.
And you know, what was really important is when you talk about the Cleveland Browns defense being so good in that red zone, that they come up with an attitude of we've bent, we've let them come down the field, and now they shut things down. And that's just a smart defense. They understand the situation and where they are.
Well, the two safeties get to come up and crowd you. Griffin and Little, two tough guys that play the safety position for Cleveland.
Officially no gain, 2nd and 10. Blake. That's Chester Taylor, and Taylor's down back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe one.
And how about
Rudd
Blake?
Made the tackle.
How about Blake? He was supposed to throw the halfback flare strong, and he saw they peeled off and had it covered, got enough control on himself, looked to the backside and dumped it.
You know what? It's almost like they faked that little flare, and they're working on the middle screen to Chester Taylor. And that's, again, that Cleveland Brown defense in the red zone being smart, seeing things. So many times defenses get down there, and they get lost in all of the fakes.
11th play of the drive coming up. Blake with time, incomplete. Taylor was the intended receiver.
Taylor was sitting down in the zone, and Blake was throwing a man-to-man pass. Blake thought Taylor was going to cross the formation, and what he does, show him, Craig, he sits down and says, I'm not running into the next level.
Yeah, you see the zone, you see the defensive backs, they're a part of beyond. He wanted to sit down, which is what Taylor did, and Blake threw the man route as he kept going, which would have been, it was really the wrong throw by Blake.
Really, Blake should have read the same thing Taylor did.
Stover from 31. Good. He kicked 3 field goals last week against Houston, including a 47-yarder. So the Ravens are on the board. 7-3, Cleveland. The Browns' 15-play touchdown drive answered by the Ravens. 12 plays, resulting in a 31-yard field goal by Matt Stover. Stover set to kick it off. Short kick. That's Andre King, the up man.
Come on, you just made a play out the 31-yard line.
And the Browns will have good field position when we come back. 7-3, 39 seconds left in the first. Well, a festive atmosphere here in Baltimore. The Ravens trail 7-3. Second possession of the game for Cleveland from the 32. White reverses his field and gets it out to the 38-yard line. Ed Hartwell made the tackle. We'll log on to NFL.com and read why Phil Simms says parity might bring hope to many teams, but it adds to the heartache after Week 17. Read the complete story at NFL.com or on America Online. Enter keyword NFL.com.
Well, we got two teams here are 7-7, and I can remember when I was with the Detroit Lions, if you were 7-7, you were getting fired. And here's two teams 7-7 trying to get to the big game.
If that were the case nowadays, Bill, they'd be firing a bunch of coaches this weekend.
This is the end of the first quarter.
So that's the end of the first quarter with our score: Cleveland 7, Baltimore 3. William Green, injured groin. His return is questionable. Jamel White has come in to replace him. The deep back. 2nd and 4. Counts for throw to White. And that's a Cleveland first down. Tony Weaver, the left defensive end, made the tackle. Now this game full of playoff implications for both teams. The winner is still alive for the divisional title in the AFC North. Cleveland is out of the playoffs with a loss. If they tie, then Pittsburgh wins the North.
A lot of what-ifs in this league right now.
I think I got it, though. I think I got it.
I don't. I'm going to be honest with you.
Both teams need to win and hope that Pittsburgh loses tomorrow night against Tampa Bay. On the reverse, Andre Davis. And he's going nowhere. Adalys Thomas and Ed Reed, the rookie.
One too many reverses, guys.
Yeah, well, that's just because number 20, Ed Reed, he's over here. He's going to come flying up when he reads and sees this play. See number 20, Reed, he's up tight playing in that 8-man box. He just finds it, sees the play, and goes and makes it.
Nice job. He came from the other side, Craig. He was playing all the way over on the other side, and he chased the reverse. Pretty good-looking rookie, I'd say.
He's excellent. We had him last week. I really enjoyed watching him play. Nice guy. Liked him in our meetings and plays the game hard. You know what he said, Coach? You'd like this. He said, it's my job to study films and get ready to play.
William Green is back in, and Green gets the call. Nothing. Kelly and Thomas made the tackle.
And Thomas made a good tackle. Face right on the numbers, running with him. One thing I like about this young Raven team, watch how they tackle. They get off the block, and they're not arm grabbing. They're trying to get 2-3 guys on them and thrust them to the ground. How'd you like that word, thrust?
You know what? Just stay away from the big words today. I got lost last week.
That's the biggest word I got. Listen to this crowd. The crowd has come alive on 3rd and long.
On their feet again. Catch from the shotgun. A flag. Motion in the line. And it looked like Kevin Johnson moved, split out wide to the right.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 85 offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It was Johnson.
Now, what's surprising in this 3rd and long, take a look at the corners of the Ravens. That was 3rd and 14, Bill, and the corners were off 7, 8, 9 yards. Maybe they'll come up and press this time. Very unusual. Usually in the nickel package, they'll let the corners. Look at him back in here.
And
he's on the run.
Yep.
That's unusual for 3rd and long. McAllister's moving up, but I think he's going to do a runoff. I think he's going to back out of there. There he goes.
Ravens coming on the blitz. Riddick Parker.
You know, you could talk all the X's and O's that you want, but Brian Billick really went to the crowd and he said, fellas, we need all of you fans to show up and give us a playoff-type environment. And I think that's what happened on this particular series. The opening series, the crowd wasn't in it. Cleveland went down the field. This series here, they showed up.
Browns lost yardage on 3 plays in that possession. A good high punt, and it's on the ground. Whiteful got it back, but a frightening moment. And instead of good field position out across the 30, Baltimore will start inside the 20. 7-3, Cleveland. The Browns by 4, and coming up on the Nextel halftime report, join Jim, Dion, Dan, and Boomer for all the scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Nextel halftime report. First down for the Ravens. From the 16, Blake throws on first down, and what a catch by Heath.
You talk about stretching out and reaching for a bad pass. Look at that quarterback smile. When your receiver can make that, your quarterback really likes him. Watch him stretch to the right, stretch out, woo, pull it in. What do you think, guys?
I think that's possession. I think that's a pretty good catch.
We talked to him this week. He said the guy he really admired was Jay Novacek, who's the great tight end, wonderful receiver for the Cowboys. Plays a lot like Novacek. Lewis. And that's a good piece of running out to the 32. Darren Hambrick made the tackle. And once again, let's check in with Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, Billy Mack, after an interception of a Brian Greasy pass, watch this. 37-year-old Rich Gannon celebrated a birthday just 2 days ago, weaving his way to the end zone, and it's 14-0 Oakland over Denver. Let's go back to you.
Looked like Gannon was moving so slow that he had sure footing. Everybody else was moving so fast they couldn't make a cut.
2nd and 5 for the Ravens. Taylor is the man motion. Whistle before the snap.
Offense illegal. Illegal motion.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 66 offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd out.
Benny Anderson, CBS America's most watched network. 2nd and 10. Blake to Heath. Hit immediately at the 28 by Dalen McCutcheon, who's coming back from a broken thumb. He played sparingly last week. This was really his first full week of practice in his 4th year out of USC, a 3rd-round draft pick in 1999.
You know, the Cleveland Browns secondary, they've had a lot of guys miss playing time this season. And last week they got beat by that no-huddle offense of Peyton Manning, and a lot was made of the lack of communication. But at the end of the day, like Corey Fuller told us, he said, to heck with that communication. We just didn't make plays.
Got to make the play. And good thing the Ravens did there, they put Heap in motion so they could get a different person to cover him. They move him all around.
Taylor in, and he gets it. Great burst. And he has a Baltimore first down. Griffith was the first man there.
Remember the guy that got in motion, the big guard, Benny Anderson? Benny Anderson, 66, pulled out, and he comes through with some explosion.
Here's what you're talking about here. They're going to have this little OT counter here. You got everybody in. The tight end Heap comes instead of the tackle. They get the kick out block, and then a great explosive run there by Taylor. Chester Taylor, some people around here believe, has the potential, like a Priest Holmes when he was here, to develop down the road.
Lewis is back in. Blake over to Heap in the sideline. Gang tackled at the 43. Rudd and Little combined to make the stop. Matt Simon, who's the Ravens running back coach, told before the game that he was around for Priest Holmes early in Priest's career, and he said Chester Taylor reminds me a lot of Priest Holmes.
And so you talk about the balance. You get Todd Heap, who can catch the ball underneath. They've got a good balance right now with their offense, and Blake's not making mistakes. That's to me, when Blake's not throwing interceptions, your offense has a chance.
In their 4 wins since Blake has taken over, he threw 1 interception. In their losses, 7 interceptions from Blake. Has time over the middle. That's caught.
And that's caught in tight coverage.
Randy Himes, the rookie free agent out of Grambling.
Here's a guy that was a quarterback last year at Grambling. Not many games as a wide receiver, but what athletic ability he has.
Look how Blake stood in that pocket, though. Did you see him stand in his space? He didn't move. He knew that the pressure was coming from both sides. He stayed in there long enough to let Himes come across. Now, one of the things the Browns secondary told us they were going to do in our meetings was they were going to make them pay for it when they came across the middle.
They said they're going to put some knots on their head.
There wasn't no knot delivered there.
No.
Ravens keep it on the ground. Griffith, as Lewis pounds it inside the 40. Randy Himes, in only his 2nd start in the NFL. He had his first reception last week in Houston. He was the quarterback, and around the National Football League. You mentioned the quarterback at Grambling, by the way, Jerry.
Yep.
Around the National Football League.
Look at this Titans. People forgot the Titans started 1-4. Wow. To come back and win, go 1-4 and come back and win. That's a pretty good football team.
And no one named to the Pro Bowl. They pitch it back to Lewis. Ahead of steam. McCutcheon. And that's what you don't want to see. 250 and 4.4 speed coming at you in the open field.
Courtney Brown is not on the defensive line for the Cleveland Browns, and we've seen now a theory, a strategy by the Ravens. They're going at the defensive ends now on both sides because they're collapsing hard inside and losing their outside containment.
What if you're in the secondary and you see 250 pounds coming that fast at you? You're going to have to either get on the side and try to lasso him down, or I don't know what you do to get that guy.
You got to be scared.
You got to be frightened.
We asked Corey Fuller about trying to tackle Jamal in the open field. He said, I don't want to see Jamal one-on-one in any kind of field.
Well, you know what they said about it is they said they've got to get Jamal chopping those feet. That he likes to chop those feet right before he hits the line of scrimmage, and they got to catch him during the chop, not after he gets out of the chop.
About a yard short, 22 yards so far. But look at that, the last 2 games. Of course, he missed all of last year because of the injury. 187 to tie a career high in the first meeting this year at the beginning of October.
You got to love Cleveland. Short yardage, and he's offset like he's not getting the ball unless it's a trap to the offense left. He's over there where he can't run this thing unless they trap him.
3rd and 1. Blake on the rollout. Taylor still on his feet. Travis Taylor.
They told Cleveland that they weren't going to run the football before the ball was snapped, and they still could not stop the pass.
Look at the power. Look at the meat over here, the suggestion that this is the power side, and they roll away from it. They get the protection on the bootleg there for Jeff Blake, and he throws it to the outside.
Nice little block by Jamal Lewis. And Jamal Lewis told us you got to block a little longer with Blake, because Blake will hold on to the ball. But you got to thud, and you got to thud again. Nice block by a good running back, Jamal Lewis.
The Ravens were expecting the Browns to bring 8 up, and they thought that Taylor was a guy who needed to have a big day. Lewis.
There's the feet. They made him chop his feet before he got to the line of scrimmage because of penetration. And that's what they told us. If we can get him to go chop, we can stop. And he chopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, that may have been an early whistle, because he was still moving those feet and moving forward.
Yeah, old Tweety Bird may have gotten a little early out there, a little premature, but Bill Levy, he's been around a long time. He's a good referee, so is his crew.
They spot it back at the original line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. Just outside of the 20.
Look at that formation. They had a cover of Blake to the right.
Time. Dumps it off to Lewis. Rudd made the tackle after a pickup of 3. Well, Monday on the Late Show, Dave welcomes Dallas Cowboys star running back Emmitt Smith, plus Kelly Ripa and music from Missy Elliott. It's all here Monday on the Late Show.
Was it last week we were promoting that Catherine Zeta-Jones was going to be on?
It was.
And I missed it.
Darn, you got to get that VCR.
Let's see,
cranked
Emmitt
up.
Smith, Zeta-Jones. How about who's your vote?
Another good drive from the Ravens. 12th play upcoming. 3rd and 7. Blake. Caught. Taylor. Touchdown. What a great individual effort from Travis Taylor.
And a great job by Blake. Blake told Travis Taylor, just catch the low ball first. He told us yesterday they were trying to catch and run. Catch it. Catch it. We got a chance. It's going to be a low ball. There's a low ball.
And clearly that right arm is underneath the football. He had possession of that ball to get up and make the run into the end zone.
17 yards on the touchdown pass. Matt Stover out for the extra point. And it's good. 12 plays, 84 yards on the drive. 10-7. The Ravens now by 3. Sellout crowd here at Ravens Stadium. Jeff Blake, 7 of 7 for 65 yards on that last drive. Andre Davis deep in his own end zone. Wow. Touchback.
You don't use that word very often, do you?
Especially with Stover. He's had problems on his distance on the kickoffs, but not that time. Well, tonight on CBS, Everybody Loves Raymond's Emmy-winning Patricia Heaton and Emmy winner Peter Falk star in a magical holiday movie for the whole family. Don't miss A Town Without Christmas tonight on CBS, America's most watched network.
I think this crowd figured it out. They better stand up, which they did the last series, or else the Cleveland Browns are going to move down the field.
William Green back in at running back on 1st down. Green left side. Host of Ravens were waiting.
Well, earlier you brought it up that the Cleveland offensive line they were winning the battles. They were doing the pushing. Right now I see that going the other way a little bit, Craig.
Yeah, it is going away. He tried to cut back, but there was nobody there. Great gap responsibility by this Ravens defense. Front 7 at least.
Second and 8 from the 22. Keep it on the ground. Green, the rookie. Out to the 27-yard line. Will Dimps, the rookie safety out of San Diego State, made the tackle.
Are you kind of surprised 2 running plays in that situation?
But that worked, though, Jerry. You got a manageable deal, right? 3rd and 3.
Oh, yeah.
You got something that's manageable there. They didn't have that luxury several weeks ago.
Too many
prior to William Green. They were always 3rd and long. They had to throw on 2nd down and 8.
Well, this is where the Browns really missed Dennis Northcutt.
Look at that. There's your Covey. All three people to beat man-to-man. That's the scrape off and rub and beat man-to-man.
Browns only 1 of 8 on third down conversions last week in the second half against Indianapolis. Incomplete. And there's the flag. We may have holding on Alvin Porter against Quincy Morgan.
And Porter was in a full press bump and run, which they don't play unless it's third down. And I believe he grabbed him on the inside release.
And you grab because you get beat.
That's right.
Interference. Number 24 defense. Automatic first down.
And the reason he got beat was you showed the bunch formation to the right side. It gave single backside over there. No help to the middle of the field. Morgan drove up, pushed back to the middle. See, here's your bunch down here.
Yep. And here's the guy. There's what you're talking about. So he goes away from the bunch.
He's beaten inside.
Yep,
you can't let him beat you inside because there's nobody there. The safety's deep in the middle of the field taking care of the bunch formation.
2 penalties for each team. Couch will throw after the play action. In the seam, and he has his tight end, Mark Campbell, and a big gain for Cleveland.
Flag on that thing.
But a flag is back down at the Cleveland 28.
And the flag was instant behind the offense, so that usually means the offense had the violation.
They'll bring it back.
Illegal motion. Number 85 offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
It's the second on Kevin Johnson.
Boy, when your wide receiver is getting a penalty, that usually gets the head coach mad.
Yeah, by golly molly, what you doing out there on the outside? You don't even have to headbutt everybody on a play. Why are you jumping or moving wrong?
All you got to do is look inside for the ball. You don't even hear the snap count.
Pretty good concentration that time on Campbell's part, wasn't it?
First and 15 from the 28. Green. Nice job keeping his feet. Hartwell made the tackle.
It looks like a holding on Cleveland. There's 2 penalties back-to-back, and then they wonder why Couch has trouble playing. Couch comes out to play. You get penalized, throw a beautiful ball, breaks up your rhythm, get a penalty.
Holding.
Now
Number
get another.
83 offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Campbell, the tight end. So they'll march it back to the 18.
Well, we're going to see this play is, he drives hard inside. And once that hand goes on that right shoulder, when you're on the outside, and then you hold on to it like he did right there, you're going to it's going to throw the flag on you every time.
And he should be coached. There's an official that just stares at the tight end as the ball is snapped. You can't get away with holding with a man staring at you.
First and 25 for Cleveland. Screen. White. Still on his feet. And ridden out of bounds at the 40 by Ed Reed.
How about that for a back, Craig? Woo.
I still got my mouth open.
Put him in the pony backfield.
Phew, that guy, he got shot out of a cannon there. That's what fear will do for you.
Yeah.
I mean, this is incredible. The screen, the way they set it up. Watch Couch let it develop. The lineman get out there. And then White, the burst that he has right here from 0 to 60. From 0 to 60 to get up the field, lower the shoulder.
Second in receptions for Cleveland, coming in with 58.
2-minute warning.
Already.
2 minutes. This game is flying.
Racing along. We've reached the 2-minute warning here in Baltimore. The Ravens lead 10-7. The Browns are on the move. The Browns pick up 20 on 1st and 25, so facing a 2nd and 5 situation.
When in doubt, throw that screen. When you're looking bad and you can't throw deep and they're sacking you, go after that screen. That's what they did on a 25-yard play.
White has become more of a factor for the Browns with Dennis Northcutt out.
Audible, changing up.
And here's the noise that Brian Billick wanted. White powers his way close to the 40.
You know what he did, Jerry? He's sitting at the line of scrimmage and he sees that safety walk back out and go deep into coverage. He's going to run the football. It's just the way the NFL's turned into. Line of scrimmage, see what the defense is doing. Pre-snap read, safety's up in the box, you throw the ball. They back out, you run it.
That looked like the Colts offense there, making the same check.
Yep. Clock continues to run. Minute 30 left in the half. 3rd and 4 for the Browns. Couch on the move. Throws it away. Pressure came from Peter Boulware.
No grounding because he escaped outside the tackle box. He threw that ball away intentionally, but he knew he got wider than the tackle, which means no penalty.
And Peter can run extremely well. Boulware's one of those guys that once Boulware comes up, see Boulware over here, Peter Boulware's got so much speed that he's just going to force the issue. He's out of the box.
He just got out by one guy. He got to the tight end.
Gardocki came close to being blocked. Rightful. 22. Swept up in a hurry. Andre Davis made the tackle. So the Ravens will have a chance for points before the half. They lead 10-7, 1:10 left. 10-7 Baltimore, and coming up on the Nextel halftime report, join Jim, Dion, Dan, and Boomer for all the scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Nextel halftime report. Did you see Sanders Claus today on the NFL today?
I don't know if Sanders Claus is ready to go put on that Raider jersey, though.
That's the word. He's had a conversation about coming back.
Hollywood.
Joining the Raiders for the playoffs. The Ravens will keep it on the ground. Lewis finds the corner.
Wow.
What a run.
Lower that shoulder and run over some people. That's what he do. Robert Griffin is a hard-nosed, tough safety, but he couldn't get him down.
That's their first charge. Team timeout.
A pickup of 26 yards. Timeout on the field. 58 seconds left in the half. A 25-yard gain by Lewis into Cleveland territory. Chester Taylor is alone in the backfield now.
Blitz, everybody come.
Blake sacked. Brent Boyer with his
Timeout.
3rd sack of the season. And the Ravens will take another timeout, and so will we. 10-7 Baltimore. 52 seconds now left in the first half. 14 teams in the AFC started the day with a chance to make the playoffs. These are 2 of them. Second and 18 and a penalty.
I think it's against the Ravens. Somebody moved.
5-yard penalty.
A wide receiver.
Randy Himes, the rookie.
An ex-quarterback.
And that's the playoff picture in the AFC.
And oddly enough, it's almost going to come down to like Miami and New England maybe next week. You know, winner wins the division or the other one goes home kind of deal. I mean, Miami
that was a
loss
huge loss.
Big loss.
Against the Vikings. 2nd and 23. Blake up top. Lots of pushing. That was intended for Himes. And Anthony Henry, the nickelback, had him step for step.
And I don't think this is pass interference because Henry, when he looks back, he's looking at the ball. He's not driving him out. I mean, he's looking for the ball. I mean, it just so happens, in my opinion, Coach, maybe that Himes lost track of where the ball was.
Well, no defensive coach ever sees pass interference. That looks good to me. Great job by Jeff Blake on that. He was supposed to find the tight end running underneath, but Cleveland jumped the tight end and he went
bracketed him.
Oh, it was a great job.
3rd and 23.
Quarterback draw.
Blake gets it out to the 41.
Seemed like a good call in the huddle that sort of disintegrated in a hurry.
Timeout. Cleveland.
Now Cleveland takes a timeout.
32nd timeout.
With 39 seconds remaining in the half.
Yeah, you know what, Jeff Blake today, the thing that has impressed me in this game and last week's game is how much he stays, how long he stayed in the pocket. You know what? I mean, this thought of him running the football, he's a quarterback throwing the football right now, and he's not a real runner out there.
And what helps the quarterback is when you have a couple of catches that are a little bit unusual. He made one, and a good scoop by Taylor made a good one. When people go out and catch a ball that shouldn't be caught, it makes your quarterback feel good, and he gets it going.
Dave Zastudil, 4th-round draft pick, the rookie, standing at his own 26-yard line. Andre Davis, oh, and he slipped on the loose turf. A short punt.
Pretty good technique there.
And a good roll.
I think there's a song in there somewhere. A short punt and a good roll.
Don't tell me about the rocky seas, just bring the ship in. And he brought the ship in. That took a nice bounce for the Baltimore Ravens, down to the 14.
Well, he's on his heels, and on turf like this, you cannot get to your heels. You cannot get, when that back foot, and when those heels come into play, those only 2 cleats back there. He's only got 2 cleats back there on the bottom of those shoes. There's no way you can hold on to traction.
Zanadil has done a good job getting the ball down inside the 20. He's tied for 2nd in the NFL. He had 3 punts down inside the 15 last week against Houston.
Are you surprised the field is that bad, that wet?
And I asked the receivers in Cleveland, they were working out before the game. They said it wasn't as bad as some they play on.
Cleveland on the ground. White picking his way out across the 15.
20 seconds in the run on the fullback.
Yeah, this is smart. Don't make a mistake. Go in, regroup, and get ready for the second half. Man, that was a fast half.
A fast half. Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, good to see you.
Baby.
Hey, say goodnight, Dick. Good night, Dick.
Well, that's the end of the first half. With our score, Baltimore 10, Cleveland 7. Jim, Dion, Dan, and Boomer will be along from our studio in New York with the Nextel halftime report right after this message and a word from your local station.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions.
And welcome to the Nextel Halftime Report. Let's see if we can sort through the latest on the playoff situations around both the AFC and the NFC. We know this, the Tennessee Titans become the first AFC team to earn a berth in the postseason, clinching the division today. The Bills and the Jags on the AFC side eliminated from the playoffs. On the NFC side, the Giants move up into position and now control their own destiny. A Giant win today, coupled with a Saints loss, plus Tampa Bay wins its division by virtue of New Orleans losing to Cincinnati. Here we go through the full board. Buffalo blank at Green Bay. The Packers close out the perfect regular season 10-0 win, and Bonnie Holiday set a Packer team record with 5 sacks. Kansas City gets the winning field goal with a minute to go from Michael Husted, his first made field goal in over 2 years. They also had a 99-yard touchdown pass to Mark Bolrichter. Tennessee behind Eddie George's 2 touchdowns all over Jacksonville. The Titans have won 9 of their last 10, and with their victory, coupled with the Colts' loss today, gives Tennessee the AFC South. Look at the Giants. They got 3 touchdown passes to Amani Toomer, and with that Giant win and the New Orleans loss, the Giants inch ahead of the Saints. They have the tiebreaker against them. They control their own destiny. If they beat the Eagles next Saturday, the Giants are in. Cincinnati with the 2nd win of the year. Detroit closes out 0-8 on the road this season. 0-8 for the 2nd straight year, in fact. Vic with a career-high 337 passing yards. Washington over Houston, and Carr was sacked here 3 times. That sets the mark now. Most sacks, 1 quarterback in 1 season in league history. And Carolina wins its 6th game of the season. The Bears have lost their 7th straight road game. We'll continue on CBS just a moment.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions.
Halftime, Baltimore leading 10-7. Jim Nantz on the Nextel Halftime Report. Dan Marino, Deion Sanders, Boomer Esiason, and we're seeing the Raiders with a big performance. 21-0 lead. We're watching that very closely for Deion. More on that in a moment. Baltimore in that touchdown pass by Blake leading here 10-7. Now, here's the Raiders story. Gannon has thrown for 1, run for 1. And, Deion, you said earlier today on the NFL Today that should the Raiders win, there's a strong chance that you will sign with the Raiders for the postseason.
It looks good.
And maybe be there next week.
Yeah, it does look good.
It looks good for the Raiders today. Does it look good for you?
It looks good. I just received a call from my mother. She said, baby, you going back? I said, Mama, I don't know. She's more excited than I am right now.
No, I'm more excited than you are. Go, baby. Yeah, there you go. He's going.
Look at Boomer. Guys, let's run through what's happened here today, trying to sort through through the whole playoff picture. And again, the Raiders, with a win here, would win the division. Meanwhile, Buffalo was eliminated. Driver with the game's only touchdown. Holiday with a team record 5 sacks coming the day after the tragic loss of a cousin.
It's been a very emotional night for me and my family. I had a little cousin who was about to be the next superstar in our family. He passed out on the court, and he died last night. All last night, I just prayed and asked God why, and to give me the strength to come out today and play.
San Diego's not out, but they've lost the 3rd straight. Kansas City's still alive.
Yeah, Drew Brees was bringing him back right here, throws it to Fred McQuarrie. They go up, and then all of a sudden, Kansas City, Michael Husted kicks his first field goal of the year. They put Kansas City up in front, and then Drew Brees throws it to Rashae Caldwell. He fumbles. Kansas City goes on to win. Ooh, I'll tell you, that hurts.
First AFC qualifier, the Titans. They win the AFC South. George over 1,000, 2 touchdowns. McNair says, though, we got to win next week.
And we need this last game. We want to go into this playoff with home field advantage. It's kind of hard to come to the Coliseum and win, so we're looking forward to going to Texas next week.
Clinched because of their win and the Colts loss, and the Giants now control their own destiny with this performance.
You're right, razzle-dazzle. Jim Fossil now 18-5 in December. Amani Toomer, what a play right here. All they have to do is beat Philadelphia, and they're in next week.
That's a big assignment, though. But they moved ahead of the Saints right now in those playoffs chases because Cincinnati shot New Orleans.
That's not Ickey Woods either, folks.
And Michael Vick, a big day again, 337 yards, shows why he's the best player in the league.
Vick with the career-high passing yards, 338.
And Patrick Ramsey get his first win of the season right here and hits Darius something. Man, I used to play against on the scout team. Had 190 yards passing, Betts with 113 rushing right here. Bruce Smith, who else but Bruce Smith could make plays like this at his age? Sacks David Carr, who breaks Randall's Cunningham NFL record of being sacked with 73.
Seattle in front here. The game's only touchdown. Alexander scoring for the Seahawks. Mark Bulger taken off the field with an injury earlier in that game. Martin, the quarterback now. Carolina winner today as Cincinnati or Chicago falls to 4-11. Thanks for being with us. Nextel Halftime Report.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions.